People, we have here more Baldoni receipts on this whole issue. You remember when this video came out, this audio came out, where he was stating that he was sent to the basement of his own premiere, and many people were like, oh, it's probably fake, it's AI, it never happened, it's not true. And all of a sudden, here you have it, the actual pictures of Baldoni with this team being held in this whatever basement somewhere, in a day where he was supposed to probably enjoy this, you know, premiere of his movie together with his family and friends and team. Instead, he was sent downstairs here in between Coke bottles and water bottles. That's kind of messed up, I have to say, because apparently the co-star wanted to take the spotlight for herself and probably accompanied by the husband. There is also rumors, well, actually this came out, that Taylor Swift, that was dragged into this whole story, also commented on whether or not she had any involvement. If you recall, there was this meeting at the penthouse of Blake Lively where Baldoni was berated by Reynolds, and also they were like sort of together with this other famous celebrity persuaded in accepting the changes that Lively was making to the script. And Taylor Swift now is replying to this being absolutely oblivious, like, I don't know what happened. I don't know why you would misunderstand my behavior. I'm just happy that the music was part of the movie and I'm just a friend of Lively. I have no idea how Baldoni misunderstood our meeting. I'm paraphrasing, basically that's what they said, the representative. And I find it a little bit weird because first you're sort of admitting that those meetings took place, right? But you're also not stating anything. It's like, oh, I'm just happy, oh, I don't know, I'm naive, I have no idea. But you're also not saying whether or not you were actually trying to be biased towards your friend, having those conversations. So those will be interesting things to see later on. Obviously, those things are difficult to prove. But if you see also what follows in the video, it seems that there is a lot of credit to the fact that both the husband and the friend were vouching and rooting for Lively, pressuring Baldoni. If you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi, which I suppose is this character. And like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for a better or worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you. So this both sounds like also like a threat, in my opinion. I found this behind the scene clip relating to the intimacy coordinator and all that part of the drama, right? Where Lively didn't want to meet the coordinators, where Baldoni was writing down notes for the intimacy coordinator and then ending it over at the spot that Lively actually didn't want the coordinator and wanted to try sex scenes together with Baldoni. Her penthouse, and Baldoni really wanted to write all those things down and go through it with the coordinator. So there's all these incongruences, and I found this video that I think can be seen in a lot of ways. I found that scene right here. I found that scene I was telling you. Throw back to when Justin Lively showed Justin Baldoni how to pull her in. So she was basically being the intimacy coordinator. So he looks freaking uncomfortable and she forces a pelvic bump. Look at that. But you know, even those things, like I was saying before, like, oh my God, you see, none of these reads as if there is kind of like inappropriate behavior to the extent of going to have a lawsuit, right? For harassment, you know what I mean? But you can definitely exacerbate all of those movements, all of those things in that direction with the right help, with the right push, with the right wording, right? So it's exhausting, honestly. It's really exhausting, and the only people losing here are the real victims of DV, the real victims of harassment. And then you have this gem here. Moreover, it was Lively who engaged in unchoreographed kissing scenes. One scene, again captured on camera, exhibits Lively pulling Baldoni in to kiss her. It's clear Lively was initiating unchoreographed kissing. In one take, she pulled Baldoni in and kissed him once, in another twice, and the number of kisses, entirely initiated by Lively, changed at her whim. Again, like I was saying, this is acting, this is the job. Then afterwards you can take all of those things, magnifying glass, and exacerbate the meaning, the direction you want to throw this stuff in. Read those exchange between to do. Okay, well played. I feel the same. It's such a good feeling to get work done that we were proud of, and to do it together is just clicks when we find it, and that's just as rewarding as filming it or editing or marketing it or releasing it. This is all storytelling. This is why we do it. Thank you for your collaboration. I'm really proud of what we are doing. Loved. I feel the same. It's such a good feeling to get the word. I like Sentimental Blake. Never met her. I also like S.O. Blake. Don't worry. Okay, good night. I have met her. So I have my suppository. Good night. Left at. So I have my suppository. Okay. You see, there is a type of banter here that she's a little bit on the, let's say, I would say, personality wise, you know, like, she comes across a little bitchy, so to speak, right? Whether it's because it's a facade of being grumpy that way, or whether it's like a, you know, type of a banter. But either way, I read these, and if this took place also afterwards, right, those accusations, I don't read nothing in here that would support, right, the accusations of a Baldoni taking liberties or doing who knows what towards this Blake Lively, honestly. So Lively was so close and comfortable with Baldoni that she freely breastfed in front of him during meetings. She took photos of him holding and shooting her crying baby in her penthouse. They laughed deliriously during the late night writing session. All of these events took place after the alleged harassment. Lively's accusation seems to come out of the blue. She even knew his tea order. So there's a lot of incongruences here, and the more you read those exchanges of messages, nothing reads like you would think. I'm not going to tell you that you were amazing because you tease me for being so sentimental, but you were amazing today. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm just a bullbuster, but I mean a lot. But it means a lot to me. I care a great deal and always want to deliver. You were terrific. I'm proud of everything we did today, but really every day. Loved. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm just a bullbuster. I don't know, repeating probably what she says. Thank you. Maybe meaning that it's not such a big, huge deal that she's difficult to work with. So kicking ass, but still a ton of work with not a ton of time. What's the chance we can do body scenes at the end of the schedule? I'm sure you are. Honestly, there's 1 billion moving parts to schedule right now. I'm just turning the rewrite, and so they're hard at work. So much of it comes down to location and the other cast availability, etc. So to be really honest, I have no clue. I want you to know you will look amazing. Anything you're insecure about, we will talk through and get creative together and make you comfortable. I just don't want you to stress about your body. It's the last thing you need. As soon as I have a rough schedule that's even remotely accurate, I'll share it, and I'll make sure the team keeps this in mind as well. So probably because this is all thing related to postpartum. Dude, those guys, they seem very accommodating. So far, it's really hard to get behind any of the Blake Lively's accusations, because the only one presenting receipts so far is Baldoni. So the lawyers of Lively, they came forward saying that Baldoni is desperate with this new lawsuit, that it's a typical Darvo technique, yet haven't presented anything. They're just lying. They're just saying nothing. So dynamic so far of the exchange of messages and everything that we have seen chronologically, it's supporting the idea that here we're dealing with a completely different story than the harassment case made by Lively.